This past week, we broke down one of the most insane Diddy lawsuits yet. In that lawsuit, the accuser says she went to 3 different police departments to file reports, and they all ignored her. Well, one of the agencies has now responded, and their response seems a little sus. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and if you missed this case this week, you really should go revisit it. We didn't get to make it as short as usual. It's a longer video, but man, the details in this one are wild and horrific if true. Now look, I had my own doubts, but there was a part at the end where she acknowledges going to 3 separate police departments, witnesses, etc., trying to get a therapist and being denied because no investigations were filed. In it, we'll go through it in a second. I have them here. One of those reports was put to the Olinda Police Department on April 17th. Now, she was too afraid to name Diddy, and we explained that. I buy this because Diddy threatened her, but she did report a couple of other people as part of the group that took advantage of her. She also provided clothing to the police from the night of it, and they only retained her underwear. To date, the underwear was never returned, and plaintiff believes no investigation ever commenced. Now, there's more there we're going to go through. She believes it's also captured by body camera footage, so that will make things even more intense. But the Olinda Police Department is the first department to respond to all this and the claims that they ignored her. Spokesman for the Olinda Police Department stated that Diddy's accusers claims that they were unfounded. Now, this is interesting. Police department that was named in this lawsuit against Sean Combs has spoken out. The lawsuit filed this week, as we just broke it down, she told 3 different departments to no avail. Now, Jimmy Lee, the director of public affairs for the Olinda Police Department, has responded to her claims. And here's the comment. A report was taken on March 23rd, 2018. So there was a report. Okay, good to hear. We take these cases seriously. I'd hope so. Detectives thoroughly investigated the accusations. It was later determined the claims were unfounded, Lee said in a statement provided to the Mirror. Later determined by who? Who ultimately made that call? Now, again, I had suspicion. I always do in every case. I'm not trying to not believe victims or anything, but we got to look at every case separately. And this is an important piece of evidence and point to it. And if the police really did attempt to cover this up or were paid or what have you, and I don't know if they were, I'm just saying if they were, this sounds like the kind of response one would make. Now, if this was true, if this was, how late was it determined and by which officers? And once it was then determined unfounded, why wasn't it still in the filing and why wasn't her underwear returned? That would be my main question. It doesn't make any damn sense. Now, again, she has more proof to prove that this was never filed. She sought assistance from therapists in May of 2018, one of which tried to have her therapy appointments covered by a victim's compensation fund, which was rejected because plaintiff was told no law enforcement agency had opened an active investigation into any of her reports of the violent gang R. She asked for police copy of the report from Walnut Police. They provided a letter department saying that it was unable to furnish this information as confidential and not subject to public release, despite plaintiff not being the public and the victim's complaint. Yeah, look, this is all weird. Now that's granted. She asked for it for a different. She called Contra Costa again in hopes of renewing her previous complaint. Name was included. Plaintiff received no response from the sheriff. She emailed the sheriff's department. Now, these other 2 sheriff's departments need to respond, and that will absolutely help sort of understand what's going on here. But the sheriff's office regarding her complaint, lack of investigation, how she was treated. Plaintiff then later received a call back from a detective, but then nothing further. Sounds like all of these departments ignored her. Now, that could be because they investigated and there was nothing. That could be possible. But it seems odd given how serious these were. If she really did give these things which she's claiming are on body cam footage. She really does. She says here that she believes both police departments that she spoke to was captured by body cam footage. Now, this is the one with Contra Costa on March 23rd. Immediately after, plaintiff named defendant directly and by name was captured on body cam coverage. Plaintiff received her statements to Walnut Creek while at the hospital, was also captured by body camera footage. So this camera footage is gonna make or break what happened. How serious were her allegations there? If they were as serious as this lawsuit provides, and then it's just deemed, nope, didn't happen, and then didn't do any further investigation, didn't follow up with more questions, well then this is sus. This is sus. So for the Orlando Police Department now definitively come out confidently saying, we take these cases seriously. The detective thoroughly investigated these accusations. It was determined later the claims were unfounded. I need a little bit more on what this means. Why at this point? Now, will this come into a court of law? Will this become part of the trial? I think clearly if this continues, but this is sort of the first attempt to sort of shoot it down. Like, nope, this is a nothing burger, ignore us. But is it? I don't know. This comment, and I'm curious what you guys think, this comment gives me more pause. This comment's supposed to sort of put out like, nothing, this wasn't a real case. There was nothing there to worry about. But are we sure? Why? It's a very quick and small statement that sort of tries to deny any responsibility or accountability. And I find this incredibly suspect. Something feels off. Am I crazy, guys? I'm curious what you think about this. This case is wild. And if you didn't go through it, we read the whole document. The whole video is still online. You can go click it. It's right there. New Diddy lawsuit is insane. You can go watch it. But the fact that this stuff's captured on body camera. Now, what is this? This department that's saying nothing clearly was the third and clearly the least effective one, to be fair. Out of all of these ones, the other two are the ones that Contra Costa and Walnut Creek. Those two clearly are the ones that are more definitive, because the Walnut Creek's the first one she talked to at the event of the scene of the crime. Walnut Creek then showed up to the hospital, took the statement. You'd think just those two alone would be enough to be like, something here needs to be properly investigated. Now, they might say we could not find no evidence, or there may be other reasons for it, but for the response to be the claims were unfounded, that's basically saying she's lying. There's nothing there that this person said. They're like, nope, this woman who's there at the place itself, this woman who was then later in the hospital who provided the underwear, she's full of crap. It's how I read it. I don't know about you guys. That's how I read it. So again, it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder, because now we've seen the hotel footage, right? That Diddy tried to pay off. We see how powerful Diddy is. And again, this is speculation. I don't want to get in trouble with these law forms in case I'm police agencies, etc. But if one was to cover this up, if one was to cover it up and do all of this, this feels like the kind of statement one would make to keep the cover up going. And if you have been covering it up, you sure aren't going to admit you covered it up, right? So that's why I'm a little wondering what actually happened here. Now, again, I don't know. I wasn't there. This woman may not be telling the truth. I hope she is, for the sake of all the victims here, that she's not making stuff up. These are serious allegations. This lawyer has been a little suspect to me, the way she's auctioning off these celebrity tapes, etc. Seemingly looks like she's been auctioning them off. All that said, I want to give this woman the benefit of the doubt. I want to believe her. She claims there's body camera footage and more. We're going to need to see those. We're going to need to make sure those are filed and properly put into somewhere that someone's checking to see, well, what do you mean these were unfounded? What was unfounded about it? Was she making it up on these body camera footage? She really showed up at the event in the clothes the way she was, out of it, drugged, then later at a hospital. All of this was unfounded. And then the therapist who's trying to get it funded but needs a police report to fund it says there's no investigation there. And why didn't you give back the underwear? Why didn't you give back the underwear? Did you? And she's lying? Again, all these things are important. And this piece of the puzzle, to see that they made a comment at all to sort of defend themselves and claim, no, we did nothing wrong. We take it all seriously. Did you, though? Now, again, this was the third agency that came to, who knows? Did they go respond to the others? And the other two agencies or departments did try to cover this up. And so they told the third person, yeah, this is a nothing. Don't worry about it. And that's why they're saying it. And they should have done more homework themselves. Did all of these agencies come to this on their own fairly? I got questions now. I got more questions than I did before. This did not make me go, oh, well, she's just a liar. Let's move on. No, this makes me think there's more to this story than we realized. But I want to know what you think down below. Guys, also, we're live right now to our members. You'll see it. If you become a member today, you can join our first episode of Uncensored. It's happening probably right now. It's just started at noon. Come join us. You can watch the replay as well. Hit that join button. Become a member. You'll support our investigative coverage here, our reporting. Pick a tier, become a member. You'll see us live to our members right now. I'll put the link in the pinned comment down below. I hope to see you live. Members, thank you so much. Also, members of our Patreon, check out the Patreon chat and the post there. You'll also have a separate link. Members on either Patreon or YouTube can join us for Uncensored, Popcorn Uncensored, debuting now. I may have some thoughts about this to share over there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. And also, make sure you're subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for alerts. Smash that like button when you get those notifications, and leave your comments down below. Appreciate you guys so much. We got a lot more to report, so stay tuned.